a cookbook. You know, the Halo community is in a bit of a rough state when a cookbook manages to rustle so many jimmies. Hey guys, this is Justin. Hello and welcome to another Halo video. I was planning on covering some lore today, but this situation that we've been seeing going on in the Halo community is interesting enough that I think warrants a little bit of discussion. Alright, so first a bit of a recap, because there's probably like half of you watching who have no idea what I'm talking about, hopefully more of you. To put things in simple terms, Halo is releasing a cookbook. Basically, one of those quasi in-universe things that has lots of supposed meals from Halo, and to say it's been a lightning rod of fan frustration is probably putting it a little bit lightly. But it's also been the focus of fans who are decrying negativity and sort of the hypercritical approach that people are taking to everything released by 343. Some of the platforms have had a lot of the negativity drowned out, but others like Facebook, well, there are a lot of unhappy people there. I'll just include this screenshot. I'm not going to go through all of the individual comments. On Twitter, I think the negativity was drowned out even more so, but there were still some very highly liked or relevant posts, including this one from Optic Lucid, who said they were seriously not kidding about this broader audience initiative. So that's the summary. Halo put out a cookbook. A lot of people were shitting on it, either because a Halo cookbook is a stupid idea or because Halo Infinite is in such a bare bones, absolutely dead state. I kind of want to give my thoughts though, because although there are some things that you can say definitively, there is also a little bit of nuance to this situation, and I want to go over that. So first of all, as a Star Wars fan, I honestly didn't bat my eyes when I saw this come out. Halo has been doing lots of integrations. They had a boot integration the other week. I think they've kind of fucked themselves over because the game is not very popular, and I don't think there's the level of general interest there would be if Halo Infinite had reached the heights that they were expecting. But again, Star Wars is everything from soaps to cookbooks, really anything you can imagine. If Star Wars can put their name on it and somehow brand it, they will do so. It's also true that the people working on this branding deal and making this cookbook are in no way connected with the developers, and it's not like Season 2 has been delayed and is somewhat feature lackluster because this cookbook exists. Obviously, those are two separate issues. That being said, I'm also not going to fully dismiss the feelings of the community, and that's for several reasons. For one, this is a blatant cash grab. Food has never been a big thing in the Halo universe. It's not like Skyrim or Fallout, which got cookbooks, but which also place a heavy emphasis on making in-universe food, and of course you have to eat the food in the game. Halo has the grunt food nipples, the Moa burger joke, and I can't think of a whole lot else. I was racking my brain trying to think of moments in the books where they eat even, and Master Chief in The Flood eats an energy bar, I believe, or a protein bar. Sergeant Johnson probably gets some food when he's on that drinking spree in Contact Harvest, but other than that, I don't really know. Just food in the Halo universe aren't really connected, and I don't think humanity has a unique enough aesthetic, or that the universe has a unique enough aesthetic, that I would consider Halo food to be markedly different than our food such to warrant a cookbook. Still, I don't really care. I saw it. I didn't think twice of it. There was a post on r/Halo as well, which tried to point out how ridiculous some of the furor was. It said the following: the community needs to step outside and take a breather. 343 releases a cookbook, and folks are acting like Kiki, that's Kiki Wolfkill, came to their house and kicked their dog. Do folks not remember what fandom is anymore? Why are you mad about a cookbook? Stop getting mad just to be mad. And yeah, I think a lot of that is well and true, but there were also, I think, some comments in that thread which did a good job of summarizing why people are so frustrated. The Redditor Thanos Loves You basically said that while everyone understands that the Halo Cookbook has little to do, well, nothing to do with the game's development, that's not the issue. The issue is that every bit of news regarding this franchise lately, and this is a direct quote from him, comes across as tone deaf. You have an interview with the head of 343 stating that they don't care about the fan base and that they're going after a broader audience, and to top everything off, a lazy cookbook comes out with churros and hamburgers with Halo's name on it, and it just reeks of mismanagement and bad leadership. And he's alluding to the same thing that I just talked about. This isn't a Halo cookbook, this is a cookbook with the Halo logo on it. The commenter underneath points out though, if Halo were in a good spot, people wouldn't care about the cookbook, even if it was a lazy cash grab. The issue is Halo isn't in a good spot and there's no spare goodwill. That is a great point. People are giving 343 and Halo zero leash, zero patience, because it feels like from the top down, Halo has been mismanaged to an almost unimaginable degree, and people are getting frustrated. And listen, I know people have a problem with Star Wars as well. A lot of people didn't like the sequel trilogy. Trust me, I understand that very, very well, but we don't see the same level of frustration, usually at least, when a new Star Wars cookbook comes out. That's because at least Star Wars is putting out content. Yes, there were major issues with the sequel trilogy, at least as a lot of people, including myself, see them, but I just don't get the feeling that the entire brand is being mismanaged to the degree that Halo is, and maybe some people would disagree, but I think the fact that the community isn't this frustrated all the time is pretty enlightening. Somebody else explained, people aren't mad because they think the devs are making a cookbook, they're mad because their favorite franchise has one foot in the grave, but we're still expected to want to buy cash grab products. That's sort of tied to my last point. People have so little patience for 343 and Halo as a brand because, as I mentioned, it feels like the entire universe has been completely mismanaged. The Halo TV show has come out and a lot of people just aren't happy with how it's treated the story or really the quality of the product. Halo Infinite, if we're being honest, is an abject failure compared to where the game should have been. It launched with not very many maps. The worst thing is nobody cares about the game right now. Almost no one is playing, and Season 2 is really not offering very much content. What's worse is there doesn't seem to be a light at the end of the tunnel. When Sketch and others post on Reddit, they basically let us know that we're going to have to wait a lot longer than they were hoping. And while I appreciate the transparency, and while I appreciate the fact that dev health is important and that there were some major mistakes obviously in the development of Halo Infinite that really put them behind the 8-ball, honestly, the reasons don't matter. What matters to me is the effect. And the effect is that nobody cares about Halo Infinite. It's not a relevant game anymore. No one is playing it. And that makes me a little frustrated with Halo Infinite and 343 as a whole. And I'm not the kind of person that cares about a cookbook, but I can see how people who have the level of kind of unhappiness with the franchise that I do have no patience for what is obviously a cash grab product. Does that excuse anyone who's being abusive to the author or 343 employees or whatever else? No, but also, to be honest, I haven't seen that. I also don't think that fans expressing their frustration is the most toxic or awful thing in the world. Microsoft is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. If fans want to point out that this is dumb, lazy tie-ins that's below what they think the Halo brand should be, then I think that that's fine. And if there's a general level of frustration, I also think it's okay for people to make that known. It's obviously not okay to bother people who are enjoying the game, or to abuse people, or to fight about it with people who don't want to argue. But if you want to say, I think Halo sucks now, so be it. That's not the end of the world, at least in my opinion. Guys, that's all I have for you today, though. Until next time, be safe, have a good one, and may the Force be with you.